I like to interact because you're all senior people, right? You could ask me questions, what you want to know, probably where I can contribute little and learn many things from you. I've seen your lab. I am a mix of many subjects, so it's easy for me to grasp what you're doing, right? So you could ask me something so that I can tell me with the given topic or maybe something new. Given topic, I will give a brief if you want. That's design thinking, innovation, creativity. Correct? I think packaging, I relevantly give that topic because I know one of the most important factors of packaging is how elegant it looks, right? Correct? So there are many common things where design thinking is used. One of the topic which I gave a lot of workshops to engineering colleges, all that is on design thinking. How do you design? I don't know, many of your senior people, you have seen the first floppy which came, traditional old computers, 9.5 inch, I think, 9/4 or 9.5 inch.
9/4. 9/4.
Yeah, so it was called floppy. Maybe the youngsters must not have seen that in their life, but go and Google what is floppy. Because it is floppy, it is known as floppy, right? You can flop it, very flexible. It could store very little data only. But then a 3.5 inch disk came, which used to come in 3-4 different colors, black, blue, red, and all that. Little more, 120 MB it can store. Imagine that is the backup which we were taking in the early 1990s when I started my job. And any media which stores digital data, it's all stored in a disk which is of round shape, right? The round shape will be inside this, and then there will be a reader there. When you insert, the reader is captured. Reader is able to read as it passes. You have seen the cassette sort of a thing, right? It's the same way. The disk is what is read. The gramophone recorder, sound, everywhere the disk round. So inside that magnetic plate will move and then read, random access memory. So it's in the sequential mode it is stored. I am not teaching, or I am not trying to tell you computer science, but I am coming to the point of design. But then the floppy was given, it was almost this size and this size. We could insert it, read. When the 3.5 inch came, you need a round. So I know most of you are good in mathematics. I am also a mathematician, my PhD is mathematics. So any circle can be encompassed in a square. So to read a magnetic tape, you need only a square, correct? But assume that the magnetic reader was put in a square. Earlier the computer hard disk was kept on the floor or on a stage, and on the table you have, correct, the monitor and the keyboard. So we generally insert it. We know where it has to insert, so we insert it. Assume that it was a square. It was not a square. I am saying why it is not a square. Assume that it was square. How many ways I can insert?
Recording in progress.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? So I can make 7 mistakes out of 8 insertion, because the reader is only one place. So to avoid that mistake, what was done? It was never used as a square, it is made as a rectangle. So that I cannot insert like this, I cannot insert like this, I cannot insert like this, I cannot insert like this. So 4 mistakes are avoided. only 3 possible way of inserting. So from 8 mistakes I came down to 7 mistakes, I came down to 3 mistakes. Never stopped there. You can see, if you look at 3.5-inch floppy, you can see a corner is cut. The corner is cut because once the corner is cut, only one way I can insert. You can never make mistakes. This is the beauty of design. If you know how to design, the user will never make mistakes. The best design is no chance of mistakes. See, for example, you have a door. I have learned traditional Vastu. So you can see door which have got a vertical handle, and sometime you will see horizontal handle. Why is it different? Where horizontal is to be used, where vertical is to be used. There are rules. It's not as you wish. Any suggestion? Any thought on this? Assume that you have a door which is to be pushed. Instead of that, by mistake you pull it. You know what is the human tendency? Immediately you look behind and see whether somebody has seen it or not, because you are making a mistake, right? Assume that you have to be pulling, but instead of the way push it, automatically you go and hit. The first response to human being is, you can do mistakes, but nobody should see them. Even when you drive a scooter and fell down, the first instance is, see whether somebody has seen it. Nobody has seen, damage is less. I am a psychotherapist, so I analyze mind of people. This is what happens. So it's always to see which way you have to. Our traditional Indian Vastu even explains whether the door need a handle like this or handle like this, in which context. Whether it is to be pulled, it should be vertical. When to pushed, it should be horizontal. Because pushing more than this can be more pressure. So how much thoughts have gone into, not today, you can see most of the design. We have a beautiful place in Hyderabad in which the stage is like this, where you clap, everywhere in the fort the sound will be heard. That is because never a singer or a dancer uses microphone, loudspeaker those days. People have done a lot of research how the acoustic designing is done, how carefully they have designed a building. So we have Natya Shastram, in which it explains how a stage has to be created. You don't require somebody, you can see masks. The mask is also to use it as a microphone. The traditional drama people were using mask. So there was a question. Drama is an act of showing your actions, right? Facial expressions. Why they are using mask? Traditionally it was to give the sound so that the echo comes to the farther distance. So a lot of scope for design. And I'm sure packaging require a lot of design. Just now we are seeing the bottle which has to be correct. And you are good in that. I keep asking that. Yesterday or day first day, when somewhere I was asking a question, why your water bottle have got different color tops? Many people can't answer. I think people don't know. You may be good in that. So we need to educate them. Whether it's a packaged drinking water, alkaline water will have black. So all these I keep teaching at different places. So your subject I carry somewhere, I can carry it more efficiently now. So wherever I go, I learn a little bit. Right? That's what I do. So innovation is part of our life. Who is our goddess of education? Saraswati. Correct. Who is her husband? Brahma. Actually, Brahma's job is, no, that's wrongly told. Brahma's job is creativity. The Brahma is inside us. So there is a great shloka which says, what is in your birth is creativity, innovation, thoughts, ideas come. I am a poet. Where do I get my poetry? Where do I get my ideas? Where do you get your ideas? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the buddhi, brain? Where? Yeah, heart is a very confusing word. Heart is an English word which is generally used, right? Soul is a judge, it doesn't do any job. Soul is like a judge. After doing, it will find mistakes. Like the judge in the court, he will not involve in what happens. But after happening, he will say, you did wrong, you did right. So soul is like a niramaya. It doesn't have any interest in what is your peripheral jobs. Right? So what is that gives you creativity is, what is said is correct, but not heart. Heart is a English word, right? When you translate, the Western people never had heart. they never had heart. So what they did is, they give the name of the heart for what we call manas. Do you have the word manas? In Bangla, manas means what? Sanskrit manas, you know, right? Hindi manas. In Bangla, what do you say? Manas is manas, right? Every language in India, if you look at it, manas is manas. So what is that manas? Where do you keep your mother's picture? In buddhi or manas? The feeling comes from the manas, right? It's called random access memory. Immediate response will come. When you look at mother, you will not see, oh, this is my mother. No second thought. Immediately you can recognize. But an equation or chapter in mathematics comes, you start thinking. Why? It is not in manas, it is in buddhi. So I rarely use the English word because translation is confusing. Correct? So where is it in equivalent to English word where this manas is? You want a part of the body to be shown, it is hridaya. Right? We keep our parents in our hridayam. Correct? So in that hridayam, you go inside that cave, open it up, what you will see is Brahma. So it is not in hridayam, but the center of hridayam. Hridaya, you can repeat, you can learn. Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye, Kevalam Brahma Matram. So Upanishad says inside the Hridaya, the center of Hridaya, what you have is called a Brahma. And that Brahma will give us a spark of thought, and that becomes creativity. And that is why all PhD people have to write a synopsis. Some idea should come, then only he can do. To find a problem, find a solution, that's all ideas. That is why the God of PhD is God of creativity, God of research is always Brahma. Right? All that what you see in the innovation in the world, all this is because of somebody's innovation, somebody's creativity. Correct or not? And how do we spread it? Through our words. We can document it, we can take it, we can spread it through communication. So who is the goddess of communication? Saraswati. So both have to be together. I need to have some new ideas to tell you, otherwise, what is this man telling? I know all this, no? How did you know? Somebody told me. Who created? Somebody created. So always it ends in creativity, and what we get is through the communication. Saraswati. Brahma creates and Saraswati spreads. So producer is Brahma, marketing people are Saraswati. That's how it runs in business. I am an MBA, so I know how to make business discussions, right? So when you have to have that ability to communicate well and spread the knowledge, only one animal in the world can do. That's human being. What is the difference between human being and animal? No animal will sit give lectures. No animals will sit and listen like this. The only difference is only human being have the ability to gain knowledge and spread knowledge. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunani. Maithunam is sex. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunani samani chaitani nirnam pashunam. For human being and animal, both are equal. Not now, when the poet wrote this poem. Today it is more for people. We eat more than any animal, right? Not in the quantity, I am saying. Even a dog, after eating, you give a extra chicken with a better taste, it will just throw. But human being, the whole food is over, lunch is over, one more rasagula comes, and that too if it is free. You see people, you eat more when there is a free lunch. When there is a party, you eat more, but normally you eat very less, right? Correct. So, aharam, nidra. No animal will sleep more than its requirement. As soon as it wakes up, it gets up. But human being love to not sleep, pretending that you are sleeping and then lie on the bed. And your great Rishi from this place, Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda called the time of using bed without sleeping is called Tushni Bhava. He said the biggest curse of Indian youth. Anyway, elderly people useless anyway. But younger people are not useless, but they are useless. Why useless? Because you pretend that you are sleeping. So Swami Vivekananda said that is called Tushni Bhava. Pretending that you are sleeping, not active at all. That is why he said Uttishtada Jagrata. You have to wake up. As soon as you wake up, you get up. So ahara, nidra, bhayam. Many people have bhayam in this world. If there is a traffic jam, bhayam. In Kolkata, imagine that when you are driving in the normal time, there is no vehicle, full road is free, again you will have bhayam. You will think it's a hartal day or bandh day, right? Correct? So, if there is heavy rush also you have bhayam, there is no rush also you have bhayam. It's always bhayam. No animal will have this problem because it doesn't think what is in the future. We think all the ways we keep thinking. The thinking creates a lot of bhayam. Ahara, nidra, bhayam, maithunam, sex. Animals will only see when the pair is there. But we can imagine. Great imagination. That's innovation and imagination. No? Creativity will be there. So, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunani, samani, chaitani, nirnam, pashunam. Human being and animal, it is both equal. What is extra for us? Jnanam. So, what is innovation? Creating this jnanam. Knowledge. Create as much as you can. Keep on thinking. But not all the thoughts can come into a shape. So in the design thinking, we have a chain of business. What is the chain of business? First make a prototype and then see whether it works. It doesn't work. Then again go back and then modify it. Prototyping missions are there. In prototyping mission, what do? Every item which we create, they make a prototype first. The elegance, weight, check whether it is correct or not. And then check whether it is really good. Then the real product is made. The powdering technology, the 3D printing and all. Now the 3D printing makes it much more simpler. So I did a course on advanced world-class manufacturing, in which all these were part of my learning. So we have to make a prototype first, make a model first and check whether it is working or not. Very, very essential. So what will happen if that is failing? Assume that I have got for example, I'll ask you some question. So generally we have a cup of tea in the morning. Along with that we have a biscuit, right? Now the cup is taken and then biscuit you need another plate. And then what happens when you go somewhere? We have to have this cup and both have to be taken and the hand is not free. So assume that you have a cup which is having a handle here and hold it like this. If the cup itself have got a biscuit pocket inside, you keep a biscuit pocket. Isn't it nice, no? You have a round cup with a handle here, put a biscuit pocket here and fill the pockets. Nice, you can pick it up from here, eat and then drink. So nice, no? Why it has not come in the market? Why? Or you can have in the bottom, no? The bottom is beautiful. You have a round biscuits. The cup is also round. So what you do is, keep a pocket there, put it there and pick it up from there. Why it has not come? Think about a cup like that. Eh? No, but somebody could make an innovative product, right?
If there is no plate, then industry is stopped. They will not save.
Biscuit design has to be standardized.
Yeah, that's okay. You can have, no, you buy that biscuit or change a different cup. Maybe you can have, even generally the,
I can change the cup design also.
yeah, cup design also can be changed accordingly, right? Or you can have many variety of cups. You know, you have not got. Think a little more. It has been done. The experiments have been done and it's failed. That's why it is not the market.
Some application may not be very comfortable. See, spilling off a bit of tea and coffee is very common. So if you keep the biscuit there, it becomes soggy. So taking out will be a problem, cleaning will be a problem. So doing an additional thing, making a cup which is not balanced, is it what?
When I was telling, somebody was appreciating, yeah, beautiful like that. You have any comments? I want all these to be thought, think and become thunk. That is what is required. Always you need beautiful, suggestions came. Anyone? It's very, very simple. I was holding it and showing you like this, right? That means I can only use that cup with my left hand. If I use with the right hand, what will happen? The biscuit will fall. Are you getting? Only one side I can have pocket, right? I am holding like this. But assume that I am holding like this will happen. By the time I take, all the biscuits will fall. Very simple.
Couldn't reduce it. If I have a vertical pocket, why would it fall?
But even then it's not convenient. No, it's on the other side, it's on this side, it will fall.
No, but if you have it at the bottom, there's no problem.
Bottom is much more dangerous. By the time I hold it, bottom I am filling it like this. If I hold it, it becomes like this. I am saying, if it is not there, you identify some new method. Make a design, plan it, keep it well. I'll tell you, you will be the first one to make it. That's what I'm saying. See, I was traveling with a Nokia person, the chief, one of the most senior most person. I asked, why you are only using phone which is a square? Earlier telephone were having always a round ear and round mouth, right? So don't you think we can have a phone where the speaker is round, the other one is round, and then flop it and use it, beautiful phone. Why is it not done? A lot of ideas can be thrown like this. You can see only either square or rectangle and then flopping and all that is there. Why not a round phone? Okay, now let me ask you, why you have a television only for rectangle or a square? Why not a round television? That is my subject. I am from image processing. Image processing is what I did 20 years in Department of Space. No image can be displayed in round. It's a matrix. Rows and columns only we can display. Understood? So the most of the areas will be unused. It is not elegance alone. How much I am using, how much I am not using. But tomorrow is going to have a telephone wherein you don't require all this. These are not required. You will have only a button in which the projector will come and then I can put it on my hand. I can see this and then dial. The button telephones are going to come. So it's how much you can think. How much you can think. Now I will tell you, I have got in my bag there is an innovative product. I thought it was here. All of us use the hair combing, right? But cleaning the comb is very difficult, right? So I have a comb here. In the bag it is there. So what you do is you have got a slit kept there. Remove the slit, the whole comb will get cleaned. We have a designed a brush for children. We have to make the habit of brushing like this, not like this. But very hard for children to appreciate it and practice. Why we are all brushing like this? Why not like this? Because from childhood we have used this and then it became a practice. The doctors will tell, but we cannot change it. Correct or not? Now the automatic electronic one, when you keep it, it goes like this only, not like this. Right? So what we have done is, we have a brush in which when you brush like this, the sound will not come. When you brush like this, the sound will come.
Nowadays, doctor is also prescribed for automatic.
Yeah, that is, even a children cannot use that in that easily. So the best thing is a small change. In the brush handle, you can have an item which only vibrates when you tilt it like this, not like this. They will start using it because they like to hear the sound, right? So if that practice comes, it becomes so simple. A lot of small changes which can make a lot of difference. Do you know why the phone is of this thickness? Why the phone is of different thickness? This phone and this phone is different thickness. Why? The battery size. If the battery size can be as slim as a paper, and there are paper batteries. If you can have a paper battery, that means I am not saying paper battery, the thickness of maybe 150 GSM paper, that thickness only your battery is. Tomorrow what will happen? Your phone will become a floppy thing which can be kept inside your wallet. Currency note sort of it. The phone will come. Only way is change the battery thickness, make it so floppy, and then everything will become that. And most of you, see, I keep saying the technology development is, earlier we had Onida TV, BPL TV and all that, and it was so huge. Maybe the young generation have never seen that, right? And those days people were slim, the television was fat. What is technology development? Television became slim, people became fat. Horizontal growth is more for people, that's it. Because the technology development is, the more automated it is, we become more lazy. All the innovation is to make people lazier. Earlier we have to go and switch on, now it is not required. Now the fan also is automatic. Now we don't even have to type and ask things, right? Yesterday I was asking to my Google, what is the temperature in Kolkata, what is the humidity in Kolkata, will it rain? So my preparation goes only by asking. Every technology is to make us lazier and lazier in this world. And that is not made by, there is a great saying, necessity is the father or mother of invention, all that. Those days have gone. It is not necessity. Somebody finds it, somebody makes a technological innovation, everybody starts using it. That's it. So the more and more you have, the more and more thoughts will come. Oh, why not this? Why not the other one? The more you can have it, you become a highly creative person. And many people, the new education policy came, I am part of the education system. I was with the UGC for few years. I was director for academic staff college. I was in the executive director for engineering college after that. We keep saying 21st century education. Heard this many times? We are in a 21st century education. Century is how many years? 100 years. Are we talking about 100 years education and we say that we are in the modern world? Actually it is stupid. We should not talk about 100 years of education. Last 5 years to now, you look at how much change has happened in the world. I wrote a book on adaptive learning, how to use. I am recording this. I am recording on one phone, your view, and I am recording the other one on my view. I will mix it and make my video. And I post every day. There are more than 6,000 videos of my lectures. I am recording it now. This I started probably in 24 years back. In 2005, I wrote a book on how to use online teaching as part of University Grants Commission. There is a CEC, Center for Consortium for Education. I was doing a course there. I wrote a book on adaptive learning. The book itself says how to teach in the world only on internet as a supplementary program other than the normal classes. so that you can listen to the world over teachers, and you can teach and you become an international teacher because you will be followed by the world. Post it on YouTube as classes. But what had happened? Nobody used it. Only when Professor COVID could change the world. Everybody started using Google Meet. Everybody is good on Zoom. Correct? Those days I was so hard to tell them, I will not give you certificate unless you do this. Nobody accepted. Now I wrote written that book during the COVID, because those days I used 21st century. Now the world is not moving in 100 years. Education is not moving in 100 years. 2000 to 2030 time is third decade of 21st century. You will see from 2020 to 2030, by the time the world has changed quite a lot. Correct? So I don't call this world is 21st century. I call it as third decade of 21st century. So I have written many books on even psychology. There are a lot of changes in psychology now. People have started so irritating. Kids have not patience. Lot of problems. So I started writing books on how social interaction changed in the last 10 years. How international scenario changed. How the education system have changed. 3, 2, 1 world. That is the word I used. So you Google DrTPS 3, 2, 1 world. You will see a lot of inputs from me. If you only put 3, 2, 1 world, you will not see. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality, all these came in the last 3-4 years only. ChatGPT came. In 1 year, it became very fast. Now you don't have to learn so many things. It's very easy for you to make many things very easily. You can write, you can get knowledge. You don't have to go and search everywhere. You tell your problem directly, it will tell you answer. But look at the options which we have. Now what is that in education you used to have? Again, because of lot of great softwares like this came, don't think that this is simple. We have more problems. You should know how to ask questions. Otherwise, if you don't ask in the right way, it will give you wrong answers. So what is today's most advanced knowledge requirement? It is prompt engineering. Have you heard of this prompt engineering? It is called prompt engineering. I must know how to ask ChatGPT to get the right answers. So how to prompt that to see, a student has to prompt the teacher to ask questions. If you don't prompt well, the answer will not come. It all depends on how good the student is, the teacher becomes good or bad. If you start teaching students who are all bad all the time, what will happen? The teacher also will lose that interest, right? He will become dull. If students are really prompting, teachers will have to do a lot of job. You have to keep on learning. Otherwise you can't sustain in the class. Correct? If you look at this, the today's modern prompt engineering, all of you should Google prompt engineering. You will see a lot of scope. Go to international university which gives online open courses. MOOC, massive online open courses. In all the subjects what you learn. Massive online open courses. MOOC. Best universities abroad will give you lot of courses on packaging. Free. International. Some university will charge you little bit of amount when they have to certify. Whether you get certificate or not, it doesn't care. Just do the program, take a screen print and keep it, and then say, I have done this program, I got this much score, but I did not take certificate because I don't bother certification, I bother more than that knowledge. Do this. I have got students who have done hundreds of courses. During 2 years of program, 100 courses. You go abroad for some fellowship, show this, all this I have done. MIT gives a lot of free courses. Cambridge University gives a lot of courses. Say that I have done all this, they will give you fellowship. They will give full fellowship. I have got students who got 100% free without payment. Only your expense you have to take care. It is almost 2 crores for a master's program in MIT. So it's a great investment when you do. Why are you doing this? You learn as much as you can. From where? The whole world. Why are they giving it free? Because all this is created on computer now. If you don't give it free, giving free is a marketing. You understood? You have seen some shops, they give you free. You go to aircraft, they will give you some paste free and all that. Why? It's the way of marketing. In education, you have to market it like this. Give it free to some people. And get as much knowledge as you can. Then you will start thinking from there where to go. So check on prompt engineering how many such courses are there. So many you will see. Design thinking how many are there. You will see so many different programs. And now I told you the prompt engineering, asking questions. We had only 4 Vedas, but Upanishads are plenty. What is actually Upanishad? Prompting the master to answer the questions. So we had a prompt engineering. Only one place in the world where maximum number of texts were written after the textbook. From the content, question answers were asked by many other people. And all of them are recorded as different textbooks, and it is much more valuable than that. I don't know whether you are running a 25 years institute, how many such batch of questions, this batch asked this many questions, which were all highly innovative questions. I record all of them and then put. I wrote a book on emotional intelligence for corporate communications. I was teaching a bachelor's program in Hyderabad, business studies. I only documented what questions came from my students and made it into a book. Now the autonomous college is making that as a book for the next batch. You understood? So I believe the method of learning is being more curious. Quest for knowledge. The root word for question is quest. And all of you should have a lot of quest for knowledge. I thought I will speak only half an hour, but I spoke little more than that. Correct? So I'll open it up with that word, quest for knowledge. Now you know little bit about me. I don't know how many of you have googled and then seen who is DrTPS coming here. You understood? You know little bit about him. So you ask me some questions. That is quest for knowledge. Who is this buffalo coming from Hyderabad to disturb us? Let me see who is that. I used to do, when I was a master's student in my university, Cochin University, where I studied, whenever there is a notice comes with those days it's very tough, we don't have a Google. Correct? So we have a topic which even reading the topic was tough for me because I am from a mother tongue Malayalam medium. Graduation was somehow managed with my English. When I joined for masters, some of the topics cannot be read because we have a disciplinary seminars which happens every week. So physics people, chemistry people, lot of them will come and give. So some topics I cannot even read. So I will take that, write it down as it is, go to library and ask, in this subject is there a book? And then he will give me some book, I will read that and come and sit so that I can ask some questions. That's how I read. So ask some questions. Anybody could ask me anything. I love more interactions because lectures are very simple. I can record it and post it on YouTube, say that look at it. Nobody will see anyway. Yeah. No sir, I am not Tagore's follower, I am Mahatma Gandhi's follower. Sir title is a British title given to Sir Isaac Newton, Sir C.V. Raman, which after 75 years also we follow. The whole British, they themselves left that. America people, if you want to go to America, if you call your boss sir, immediately they will give a suspension order. Call me my name, that's what they will say. DrTPS, that's my name. Address. No, again, DrTPS. I want that habit. I want that habit. Now I have seen a spectrometer there. I have seen how do you measure the porosity. Do you know what is porosity? Do you really know what is porosity? Do you know what is porous medium? What I am saying is, take the topic, go to massive open online courses and see certificate program in porosity. You will get. I have not checked, but I am saying it will get, because my PhD is in porous medium. Radiation in porous medium. I am a fluid mechanics man. My subject is mathematics, but I jumped into fluid mechanics, and heat transfer in porous medium was my PhD. And my published paper is in. So when you say fluid mechanics, it's a mechanical engineering or physics. Where I published my paper is chemical engineering. So now you think that no, this subject is mathematics. It's not mathematics. Is it physics? It's not physics. Is it chemistry? It is chemistry. We have blood inside us. The blood flow. Blood flow is a biology subject. No. Blood flow in arteries. That's a physics subject. Pressure is a physics subject, right? So multidisciplinary. You are thinking packaging is multidisciplinary. I am saying medicine is multidisciplinary. Every subject in this world is. That is why India had all the world we had university. But then we had specialized universities. That's a mistake we did. Now new education policy says no specialization. Everybody should study together. So every subject is multidisciplinary. Economics is multidisciplinary. Trading is multidisciplinary. Which subject is not multidisciplinary? Every subject is. So how do you do? I don't know. How do I teach my children? You can sit, you don't have to stand up. How do I teach my children? I'll keep saying, look at every technical word in your subject. Every technical word. Look at your syllabus, look at your textbook, write down all the technical words. Look at the dictionary and find the meaning. That's a great learning. That's what I did, because I was not from English medium, so my language was very bad. How did I learn English? I can define perfectly well, because I've learned most of that. Even when I was learning law, what I did was, I studied all the technical terms, dictionary. Those days Google was not there. So when I have to learn little bit of biology, terminologies in pharmacology, I purchased a nurse's dictionary, doctor's dictionary, philosophy dictionary. I've got all the dictionaries at my house. Now you don't have to do it now. Wordhippo.com. That's a beautiful dictionary online. Wordhippo.com. Go and find out wordhippo.com. One word which you want to use. That's a great learning. And then go to the online courses, online, open, free, write it free. Courses on whichever subject you want. Spectrometer. Who identified spectrometer? Who made spectrometer, you tell me? Or who is the expert in using spectrometer in India? We don't know, because we have never asked, right? Now the word spectrometer came, immediately I can make a lot of questions. Now I am asking a question which online came to me because I have seen a spectrometer there. Now I am asking you, who used spectrometer maximum in India, for which he got a Nobel Prize in physics? C.V. Raman. Very simple, right? What he did, he took water, passed light through that, and then seen how the light reacts. That's what you are learning. How much opaque is that, how much is transmitting, how much is reflecting, all that character he learned, right? That is called Raman effect. How light is passing in water. Then he took some petrol, checked whether that is. You will never forget this. That's how I take my class. Now you take a little bit of liquor, check whether it is having similar character or different character. So he classified all different liquids have got different style. His passion came because he had a lot of gems collection. You know where is C.V. Raman's institute? C.V. Raman was a director for Indian Institute of Science, where he had a little bit of tug of war. Highly egoistic person, personally. And what he did was, he did not like Indian Institute of Science. Diagonally opposite, he started a new institute which is called Raman Research Institute. Correct. And he knew that he was going to get Nobel Prize. And 2028 he was given. 2026 he booked a ticket for getting the Nobel Prize. He did not get. 2027 also he booked. He did not get. 2028 also booked. He knew that he was going to get. That's the courage he had. Understood? For what? For this. And after getting a Nobel Prize, there was a party given in which all the people said, generally party means what? Correct? So after that, everybody said, we know how ramen effect happens in alcohol. Now we will know how alcohol affects ramen. I don't know whether it happened or not. This is how I learned from my physics teachers how to remember things in your life. Now you will never forget ramen effect. Correct or not? That one quote, one joke is good enough to remember many things in life. That is innovation. You can be an innovative teacher. You try to forget me, you can never forget. Otherwise, one lecture, how many minutes? Few minutes only.
Sir, I think this is called as identity of these old lectures. That one joke and relates with this.
Relate with all the rest of the things. Why I said, you start connecting. That's why one lecture, one day I came, we met immediately. And what did I do? I am a person who always believes in connections and contacts. There is no reason for me to tell. Tomorrow I am coming for a same conference. There was a medical college vice chancellor who was attending my class. And tomorrow I am talking to the ethics committee. The medical, in Kolkata there are a lot of problems with the doctors, readings and all that, right? So they have a conference in which I am inaugurating the program. I am also a doctor by psychotherapy, but I am not an MBBS doctor, right? But I told I am not in your field, but doesn't matter, you can speak. That's a confidence which they have. So they called me for a medical conference. Since I am coming, I gave a message to him that I am here in Kolkata. And if you don't respond immediately, I'll ask, am I of some use to you? I'll ask. But before asking, he said, yes, I want you, right? So always keep communication. Always use. See, I wish many people why I asked that question, whether you have seen, if you could have seen DrTPS on internet, you could have seen my number, you could have said, welcome to my institute, right? What stops? Nothing stops you. Correct? Good boy. Give him a big clap. Did they accept or not? Which LinkedIn? I am not searching for job, I am not giving job. So these are the people who look at LinkedIn. But once in a week, definitely I will do. And I think day for yesterday I have done. Yesterday was fully busy. I had a recording up to 12:30 midnight. I've got students in abroad. So what happens is the question comes. Generally I sleep at 2:30. 2:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock. And then wake up at 6 o'clock. 3 hours is my average sleep. And I have got 3-4 different Facebook, I answer fast. LinkedIn I will see. Generally I do. May not be so many big queues will not be there. So I will give you my phone, take my LinkedIn, check whether you are there or not. You will see only maybe 3-4 pending because I have finished all that. When did you give? Yesterday or yesterday? Yesterday, yeah. And yesterday, I think day for yesterday I finished everything at night. I am very prompt. Send me a WhatsApp, you will see that you will get a message very fast. I am a smart user of phone. Very smart. I have codified all that. My details, my signature, asking question, who are you, all that will come immediately. That's how it. So I use my smartphone smarter than the smartphone.
So you said that Brahma is created. Brahma is a creator.
Yeah.
And we are all having Brahma.
We all of us have. Yeah.
But even though we are not able to create,
Yeah. You have to make him awake.
think that, see, in our corporate life or doing that, it is only taken care by R&D department, the research and development, in other process area, even if you design something new, which is not being accepted by R&D or something, and that's a tussle thing.
Yeah.
You cannot be a creator.
Understood.
So
What is to be done? Wonderful question. Quit the job. see, I have been training a lot of people. There is an institute called Mari Chennareddy Institute for Human Resources in Hyderabad. Chennareddy was the chief minister. He started, and then lot of senior superintendent of people will come in the government. Superintendent of police, superintendent of medical college, every superintendent. So we have a training center. Senior collectors, everybody comes. He says, we are here for last 18 years, no promotion. I said, quit the job. If I quit the job, I don't get any other. So you know you are useless. Still you want promotion or what? See, when I left my job, the day I joined in my office as a scientist in Department of Space, on my table there is a glass top, under that I kept, this is the day I am going to retire. 20 years. Minimum pension 20 years. People asked, what do you do? I said, you will see what I am doing after that. Why people don't want to retire? Because they don't know after that what do I do? Why are you not? You have lot of opportunities in the world. Get out and you will see there are a lot of challenges where you have a beautiful design. There are people who fund it just like that. There are a lot of people. See, the problem in us is it is not that we have no idea. We don't know how to make the idea into practice. By documenting it well, pushing it well, you have to market. I keep saying everybody should market their own business. Nobody else is going to do that. If you are failing in that, finished. Probably you will not be able to get anything out of it. So it is not theoretical. I keep saying there is a great man who wrote a book, How to Make Money, and who couldn't publish it because he could not make money. Wrote a book on how to make money, but I couldn't publish because I couldn't make enough money. So theory is one thing, practical is another one. You have to jump it. And working in an institute also you can tie up with somebody. That's why I said networking and connections. Networking and connections, most important. Keep on giving to different people, push it, and then I'm sure it will happen. World is very, very good today. Not like earlier, no. My village, I am not constrained with the whole world is in my hand now. Connect with the people, get it, vet it, send it. Some people don't share it thinking that no, I will lose it, somebody will snatch it. Let it go. How does it matter? I will create another one. No. Not have to. The world is very good today, unlike the traditional old world. In government, people say I can't do anything. I remember when I was giving a lot of software. My job was software making for satellite image processing. The whole Kargil war, I gave the maps. There are military people here, right? You just raise your hands who are from services. Yeah, I am from RAW. I am not a space department man. I am from RAW. Okay, military intelligence was my job. The combined defense services, the first meeting I was a secretary. So I was secretary for many years. So what we do is we give a lot of softwares to Army, Air Force, Navy, none of them uses. What did I do? I started my own lab and then said, you come here, I will not give you software now. Make my product under my control and see whether you can really use it. After 1 year use only, I will give you software. Earlier it was only like, give something, if they use it or not, I don't care. But now I made sure that they make use of it for 1 year minimum. So I started a production center in Department of Space. But that time the whole department said, no, we cannot do it because it's not our practice. I said, which is not practice, what we do is great, right? Including, I'll tell you, those days, that was in early 1990s, the curtain was only cloth. We never had the vanishing blinds or the tilting ones and all, not there. So when the whole building I planned, and I said, I want this. And he said, no, it's not, as per rule, it's not there. And I said, as per rule is not there, we will do and put it in the rule, right? Correct or not? Our first Secretary of Department of Space looking after admission was T.N. Sheshan. What a great man. You know why? That is why Department of Space has become excellent in India, unlike other government of India. Department of Space have got a very special rule. rule is not written by government, written by TN session. And the rule says, we have a chairman have got maybe 200 crores for a project. He is not the overall controlling authority for that. Immediately he has to give it to different people on the bottom. And those people can give it to bottom. So the ultimately, like when I joined, I have got large money for a project with me. My job is to do something great. I am responsible for that. So he has given distributed responsibility, accountability. So everybody will work. So we had a lot of freedom. That's why Department of Space is able to give a lot of technology transfer. So many government did not have that ability, right? We had lot of technology transfers. We make something, give it to somebody, give it to the industry. Now it has become all that what Department of Space has given is made by the private companies, and all of them are progressing. So innovation was totally, it's not government rule. They made it. So one TN session can make the rule. You need people like that, no? We think that government nothing will work. Government also thinks can work. So some courage is required. And when we had a system in which, director have got this much, head of the department should have this much rule, the room size is also defined. When I started production, I said, no, we will have a big hall, everybody will sit in the same room. You don't require a cabin? I said, why should I need a cabin? I don't require a cabin. I am not doing any secret things. Let everybody come and meet me. If I have to talk to somebody personally, I will go to some other room and that's it there. So I was sitting in a normal place everywhere, and first time, they were all doing a normal job of map making and all that. But you can also listen to music and then work. So I gave jukebox music to everybody in the lab. First time in Government of India, in a lab, music was given to every worker. That was done by me. We need to go to higher ups and take special permissions. That ability you should have, courage you should have. That's it. So innovation is possible everywhere. If you think you need it, yes. And I was running a photo lab. The largest photo lab was run by me. When the new printing machines and all came, we were talking about 1.5 crore mission and all. I was holding 20 crores printing machines those days. I went to Austria to purchase it at the part of the government to do the lab test there. All that when it was done, I thought the whole space, photo lab, big missions, 200-meter printing, all that I closed immediately. I said, one mission can do all these, why do I need, mixing the chemistry and printing it and all that was the old traditional. You remember old traditional printing had got a chemical lab inside. All that is now available on a printer. Digital printers came immediately, everything has been vanished. So why should we run that? So I closed. You need a lot of courage to close something. Opening something is possible, but closing you need a lot of documents have to be created. I am sure document as created, you can convince people. And now it is very more simple because the government is also very flexible. You quit your job, you start an institute parallelly and collaborate with them, and you can also get identity in this. That's what is called a privatization and third party, right? Department of Space, now Bangalore is the headquarters. Now Ahmedabad will become headquarters. Lot of private companies are building up in Ahmedabad where they make the product for the Department of Space. Government is changing. Government is changing lot of policies now. We never thought roads will be created by private companies, right? We only thought that government has to make this. All changed. We never thought railway will have privatization part of it. Now most of the things are done by private. The cleaning is private. Food is private. Everything is private. So there is a lot of scope. Probably our generation had little tough, but new generation, they can do wonders if they are good. But they have to be smart, smarter than the smartest. Connect to people, that's more important. Good, yeah.
Yesterday, Australia has put a ban on the using of social media from 16 to 16 years old. So, you think, what will take up?
See, I have been in US 2-3 times and then stayed there. I have got a lot of students in US. If you look at the social media usage in India is much more than the American. They don't use. We think that no, banning it below in the schools and all. If you ask one of the student whom wanted to talk to me, I said come to Google Meet. Immediately she was asking her father, and father says no, we don't use Google at all. They restrict. They look for privacy. They are scared. The social system is entirely different. So don't think that the advanced world, the best world have got lot of liberty. That's wrong. So social media is restricted in many parts of the world, not even to the extent what we know. India is the only country where we have lot of freedom. Many other countries, that's not there. I have got lot of my cousins and nephews and nieces in Australia. My sister is presently in Australia. They have this problem. Yeah.
If we talk about our country, do you think it's fair for children to get exposed to the same level of content that we are seeing? When I read about the types of content I go through, like controversies, fights, and my nephew who is 8 years old, and he is also going through the same type of content. Anything is going in the right direction for the development.
It is really bad, but we have no control. We have no control because I remember we had a discussion in Cochin in which I was invited to speak against the social media among the children. And then I said I cannot speak against social media because that was the time I finished writing a book on social media interaction with my students. You can download it. It's available on my internet. That's called Life Made Simple. That's a beautiful book. So it is, when I go to different institutions, they ask questions on Orkut. Orkut is the grandfather of Facebook. Okay. So that time I started. So a lot of questions come and I answer them. And out of Orkut, all the discussions I dumped and made a book called Life Made Simple. Probably only one person in the world who dumped the Orkut discussions and made a book is mine. And those are very quite useful ones. So somebody asked me to speak against social media the way you were asking. It was a Christian missionary college. They said, you are invited to give a talk. From Hyderabad, they'll give me flying air charge. Nice to go to my hometown and then speak. I said, no, I am not coming because I am against it. I want people to use social media, but restrictions have to be there based on different filters we can use. All internet can be filtered based on, see, when you are logging in, you have a login, your age can be seen, accordingly we can filter it. It's very simple to create such filters. So such things can be done. Then immediately he said, no, don't worry, we have got another advocate, he will speak against, you can speak pro. Advocates can speak anyway, right? So I went there. What happens is, he was posing a lot of problems which I could not imagine. Lot of cases are there. The problem is we have no filters. Understood? In your house there is an internet connection. Understand, the person who is giving you connection, say that is Tata or somebody else, he also knows which are all the sites you are going. You understood? Most of the people don't know this. So we had a very senior officer in our office. We are in a very restricted office, but senior officers have got internet facility. But we have seen some of the very senior officer was going to different sites which are not supposed to go. So I told him, given a log sheet, and then told him all these are visible, but at least don't do it in the office. Use it in your private place. It looks so bad for you, right? Understood? So this is quite common. We have a problem because some of the filters are very costly. See, getting a connection is very easy, but the filters become so costly. And even when you are filtering, suppose you try to go somewhere, that itself will give an alarm. Understood? Otherwise it becomes unnoticeable. When it becomes an alarm, it becomes more noticeable. Understood? That creates much more difficult problem. So people don't want to implement, but it is implemented in many of the offices. We have got firewalls. It's called a firewall. So we have a firewall in our office. We have firewall in different softwares created. If somebody tried to get into that also, we will know who is trying to get from which node, where, which time. These are all done by the criminal things, right? Cyber security things are very commonly done. I am a trained person in cyber security. We have got a group in cyber security. There is nothing called ethical hacking, but hacking we are specialized. So we learn all this. I am not a specialized one in that. I know the superficial knowledge about it I have. So very difficult. Now we have restrictions for taking telephones in academic institutions, right? In America, restriction itself will not come because it's totally stopped. No parents will give them telephone. No parents will give them telephone because we keep saying it's very essential because children are traveling, they should know where they have reached, how do they inform if the bus is missed. But the rule in America is up to 12th class, the children have to be taken by parents to the school, picked up by parents to the house. No relatives can go. Only authorized father or mother can go. And the rule is, assume that your child is studying in some school and there is a call from school, you don't even have to ask your boss, shall I go? I have to go. No, you can simply go. Anybody can skip office to go to attend to their kids. You think that in India we can such a rule? Finished, everybody will quit, nobody will come to office at all. Correct? See, our problem is, all these problems are end in one corner, and that corner is population. The other day I got a beautiful video, somebody has sent me saying, somebody was putting Diwali cracker and then saying it makes pollution. Correct? And the other fellow is telling, India's problem is not pollution, it is population. If one fellow is putting cracker, it's not pollution. Many people are putting, that's a problem, right? Correct or not? So what is India's problem? Population. See, you can imagine we have a department in Department of Space called a National Natural Resources Management System, NNRMS. NNRMS, National Natural Resource Management System, in which if you look at India's population versus the natural resources, today it's okay, we are able to live. Everybody has got sufficient food. But the growth in which it is happening and the downward usage of the natural resources, we are going to be in severe problem. We are going to be in severe problem. That is why, luckily Sanjay Gandhi created a lot of rules. What a great vision. What a great vision. Understood? We don't recognize sometime. Yeah.
Don't you think that this surge in population has increased, has given rise to demographic delay, which is almost the highest of the world? India stands number one when it comes to demographic dividend. I mean, the number of population can work, India has got the highest population, but it has not been utilized to the full potential.
That is what I am saying. The problem is our education system is not very strong. Employability, people are very less. I was part of one of the real estate company who was doing great business in India and abroad, most of the Gulf countries. Very rich man, maybe probably 13th richest man. Because his real estate, he will not come in liquid cash, so he will not come in the highest in the count. Otherwise, he has got lot of land and lot of real estate. Real estate cannot be put as evaluation for measuring the real wealth, right? I have interviewed 300 civil engineers and then told at the end, none of them are useful for you. And many of them are IIT people. I was part of engineering college as an executive director. Very pathetic. You know, in mathematics, first year, I don't know how many of your BTECs. How many of your BTECs? You ask how many of your colleagues passed, only 4% gets core job. Why are we missing it? Why people are not getting into core job? Because their knowledge is less. We have got in engineering college what is called the projects. MBA, I was a professor of MBA in a college. I was going and asking questions to the student who has given a last Viva Voce after the project report is over. I know in this, if you ask something, they will not know because it's all manufactured by somebody and binded fresh. Even you say that, you know, the first page it says her degree is submitted, but it is submitted by a boy. Even that is copied, not even corrected her to his also. That stupid is we copy and then somehow get certificate. Everybody, most of the students, if you come to a best institute in India also, they are all studying only for certificates, not for knowledge. Therefore, the number of people go for PhD, genuine PhD is 0.07%. Why we don't have? And the fake certificates and university awards, plenty in India. Now I will tell you, I have been to Punjab recently. You see lot of advertisements. Only nursing institutions. They have a B.Ed school where I went. No admissions at all. Full vacant. Nobody wants to be teachers. Can you imagine a place where nobody wants to become teachers and plenty of jobs are available? Everybody wants to become nurse because Germany, Canada, Switzerland, everywhere we are advertising. You can imagine a country in which government is giving sanction, permission to put hoardings. People can migrate to Canada, people can migrate to... Are we so foolish to say that no, our people can go abroad? Therefore, what happened? If you have little bit of knowledge, you go abroad. That's what is happening. I've got students whom almost I know they will get first rank if they write civil service. I have got a lot of students who are aspirants for Indian civil service. IAS, DrTPS. Look at UPSC, DrTPS. I have a book on prelims handbook. How to prepare for civil service. Many people come. I have got a huge library in Hyderabad. People come and prepare there. I knew somebody who is going to get first rank if they write. They got MS abroad. They are very happy because they get huge, the facilities which they have, America, the promotion which they gave, no political interference, they are much more free there. So our problem is, our education system is not very strong. Our teachers, very bad in most of the schools. Most of the schools.
But sir, I have a question. What is the solution?
Yeah, solution is, that is what we have to go back to. Not the new education policy is not a solution. We have to create from the beginning. Now what happens is, there are two places where test and examination happens. One is in academic institution, next is in hospitals. Correct? When a doctor finds some problem with a patient, they will not send it to another ward. They will treat them, make them clear, then only send it. In our education, what happens is, we have given full promotion to everybody. Full promotion. From 3rd grade, everybody go to 4th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, 10th grade also they give full promotion. Because the batches are coming, they have to promote. Strict evaluation. And see, if you make one pickle, the producer can sell it only when he makes it good. Otherwise, there will be complaint. Education is only business in which my product can be bad and I am not responsible for that.
What is the solution?
Solution is clean from the bottom. I have a solution. So I came to Kolkata first time and met him because I have a concept called the Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam. Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam. Start from the early childhood, age 3 to grade 3. Don't send your children to 18 kilometers away. Create small schools like Gurukulam which we had. Use, lot of people will be there. Wise, elderly people will be there. Tell them and teach them around the world what they have. So you look at DrTPS, Bangla, Tingle Tingle Little Star. So what I have done is, don't teach Tingle Tingle Little Star in English. Teach them in Bangla first. Translate it. Make all the knowledge which you are giving to young children in your mother tongue. Now in our textbook what we have is, see, you can imagine somebody writes LKG, UKG, CBSE. What is CBSE? Central Board of Secondary Education. It starts with the 9th class. Why are we permitting people to write grade 1 CBSE? Stop all that business of affiliation. Up to 7th class, anybody can learn anything anywhere. Small places. Start such schools. That is the concept which I am spreading. So I have come to Rupanarayanpur, all these places. Go to the small schools, change their style. I am doing that. So I have written 4 books on A to Z of early childhood education. Age 3 to grade 3. You make them brilliant.
But is the government of India doing anything on this aspect?
See, nothing happens in the government because India, everywhere it is a union government will say it's a state policy. It's the tug of war is still going, right? We had a great school called Navodaya Vidyalaya, which was a beautiful style which is created. Now that is Sonia Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi is the chairman for that. That's a trust. They don't even get pension. Except in Tamil Nadu, all the schools. I was at teachers education expert in the Navodaya Vidyalayas. Most of the 530 schools in India, all the teachers, principals, administrators are my students. I was part of Navodaya Vidyalaya for the training people and in making innovation, learning and all that. That's one of the best standard schools. Correct? Imagine the teachers don't have pension now because government changed. So we are politically more volatile. Union government will not permit the state government will not permit the union government. So we need volunteers. So forget about government. Should I have to fight with Modi or Mamata? You decide. Or should I have to waste the time or start my community? Some NGOs, they do a lot of work. So what I am doing is creating a model at different places and showing later, probably I will be able to show this is a great model. So I started during the COVID, I got a group of 100 people like this who are all honors of schools. So recently I went to Sri Lanka. Now they are translating all my book into Sinhala. Some people who are concerned about it, we are all concerned. Concern doesn't work. We have to respond. So I am making response in people making. I am a social worker. I am here with my own flight fare. I have not been paid for my fare. I paid from my pocket. Why am I doing it? I am committed to what I am doing. I am a pensioner. I have got my money. So why should I? So I am serving my country. No, let somebody take. How many doesn't matter. No, we had only one Vivekananda. Why Ramakrishna did not make so many Vivekanandas? We cannot ask. He could only make one. I have been following. I was a teacher in the Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence for 12 years in Hyderabad. Should I have to imbibe some quality from him? That's what I am doing. I have spent now for this trip. I have spent 20,000 rupees from my pocket. Why should I? Not expecting anything. I want somebody who will get inspired by this and say, yes, we will also do this. That's what I am doing. Last time I came the program, I never got any money from that. I do this. Everywhere I am going. I have got lot of students. In case if I don't have money, I made lot of students rich. I tell them, book my ticket, they will also book. A day will come where I don't have money. I know I have got lot of children. I made lot of people good. That's my courage. So I am sure I wanted to show that if you do good things, there will be somebody supporting you all the time. 100% you will have somebody supporting you. So once you have got a minimum cup of tea, decide that I will change something for the society and jump into that. That's a solution. That is how we could create lot of. See, this is the only country where we don't have and have nots. We have two policies, right? Those who are rich, those who are poor. But we have in our country another group of people who had and decided, I don't want. We had such people. They only become good. Buddha was such a person. He had a great palatial life. But he left everything for somebody, right? Social service. America, social service is a punishment. In India, social service is what we commit ourselves. So let us commit ourselves and find out what we can do for the country.
Sir, I have a small one.
Yeah.
It starts from initial discussions where you say you must know what to ask. Whether it is a Google engine or any other search engine or chat, you will out there. And then you say that the kids, the schools, what they are learning, how they are learning, some of it, you don't know. So don't you think the problem everywhere is that we must have gurus? As many times spoke about Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda once told Peter, I don't need gurus to do that. Now, said, Guru thought you must have a guru because there has to be someone who will guide. Now, if we have to boost up this, I can proudly say that when I schools are doing well. Elsewhere also it's true. So the thing is that do we lack really developing gurus?
We lack.
There is a problem. Why I'm giving a pressure on this is that being a guru, teaching, tell people. Now, if I tell whoever knew that right fellow was asking
Questions.
that we go and check it in the Google or any other search. He must know what are the words he has to use. That's somebody has to tell. He is a natural person. But when it's coming for the kids, if the kids doesn't get interested, then you have a problem. Else, the way we have learned in our school, it was forced on our brain so that our foundation is great. So there is one part I think is extremely important that we should spread, like you said, that teachers training schools are made.
What you said is exactly what clicked me, and that I am doing it. I spoke to more than millions of teachers in the country. I keep saying, the young teachers, what they keep talking to children, the LKG, UKG, nursery, grade 1, grade 2, if you go, which is the word they used maximum if you ask? Keep quiet. And every child, that is why everybody is keeping quiet. Because we have been trained to keep quiet. And mothers will only teach us. See, I asked somebody, what's your name? No, Pradeep. Why no, Pradeep? He heard many times, no. Prefix no is a parental given gift to us. I luckily a boy who did lot of mischiefs in my life because nobody given restriction to me. I did lot of mistakes. My mother always keep hand on my head and say, better tomorrow you will become a good boy. Indirectly it means today you are not good. But she never told me I am not good today. I lost my father when I was 4 years old. I was being thrown out of a school being the worst student when I was in 7th class. I went back to the same school to give gift to the best winners. Understood? So I keep saying the teachers, what you said is what I was telling. I'll tell you, our classroom itself is a wrong way of sitting. 1 feet seat is what we give for our child to sit at that age. Age 3 to grade 3 is my focus. Age 3 to grade 3, 1 feet is the chair or table seat which they give. Individual chair, 1 feet. In which they sit, they will become only 2 feet, 2.5 feet only. 2.5 feet when they sit, if the teacher stands, which part of the body of the teacher they will see. Can you imagine our system itself is wrong? The classroom management, that's why I gave the name Grandma Child Care. Grandmother will never stand in front of the children. They will sit, kids will stand. So I want to change the system in the school itself. Teacher have to sit and don't call them madam, sir and all that. No sir in the schools, only madam is there. Don't call them madam, ma'am. Call them grandmother. Even if it is 20-year-old teacher, they have to be like a grandmother giving stories. Now we learn what is an oak tree in the book. Oak tree is never seen, but they will not know the name of these plants because they never taught. See, who was the chairman for this committee of new education policy? Unfortunately, when I joined, ISRO chairman, Kasturi Rangan. I am sure in his life, I don't think even in his own children he would have touched and put on to lap. You understood what I am saying? There is no touch of the fatherly education. See, we are running the country like a political system only, not because there is somebody who has a passion. And what is that solution? We have to learn about the country which is running in a place where in the Europe, in a small island, what is happening in education, we have to copy that. India is such a poor country where we don't have a system to follow ourselves. We have a great system. So, that is why I was part of government. I know nothing happens in government. We have to start something and show as a model to the government saying we have done something, now do this. That's the only method. Yeah.
So don't you think that we have a social status system in this country which is so strong? Even today, as you said, that you would like the children to speak in Bengali or this thing instead of A, B, C, D. They learn walk up, this thing, whatever it is.
But this is just very, very unfortunate that even today if you go, most people prefer their children to go to an English medium school.
See, I'll tell you, even the dog will not go out if you ask the dog to go out in Bangla. Get out only, it will understand. In Bangla, what do you say, dog? You try at home today. We have trained a dog also to learn English only. See, that is because the authority which English, see, we have a great professor who taught Britishers 35 years English. He is a friend of mine. He is the cousin brother of Chinmaya Swami. He keeps saying, on friend he will show you. You can also experiment at home. You take your telephone, talk to the collectorate. Any common number will be given, right? Connect to the collector. You speak in English, he will connect. You speak in Hindi, आप कौन है पूछेगा आपको. बांग्ला है तो डिस्कनेक्ट करेगा आपको. Yeah, that is because we have become addicted to that colonial system today.
But when do we change?
That is why I am saying, I am not saying children need not learn English. They should learn English, they should learn Bangla, they should learn all other possible languages in the world. I am a South Indian, I speak all South Indian languages. Easily, speed, I can read and write. Young children can learn much more than what they are learning today. Their brain is very good. We are not giving inputs to them. Make the change in them. That's what I am saying. How much I can do, I am doing it. You want to join me, let us do it together.
I would love to.
We will.
I would love to join.
See, I'll tell you, the last time when I came, it is because of early childcare education system only I came here. And we had a great number of people. But what they want is, we need to educate the parents. So what I am saying is now, don't change your English medium to Bangla medium. Don't change your system of nursery to LKG from the normal class to other class. But one day, you use my system. I'll tell you, in classroom there are no furnitures in my system. You have only 1.5 inch sponge. Jump that. Recently I went to where? I went to Chinmaya Mission school and I don't go 1 day, 2 days and all that. I go there and stay 5 days. Change the system there. Then I speak to them. And then what do? I tell them, you have to change one classroom. You read this message. The director of the school has sent a message saying, what is that cushion material which you have buy? I am going to change one classroom. Understood?
So how can we join?
This
How
is
can we join you like
I-
that? This would be the biggest
Tell them.
conclusion of this meeting.
I keep telling them, one day you change the system where grandmother style teachers will sit and no third grade in age 3 in one class, age 4 in another class. Vertical mixing. See, when children vertically mix, their communication becomes much better. We have got an annual day program. The purpose of annual day program itself is gone because LKG will come and dance, UKG will come and dance. Actually, cultural programs in the school is to create a vertical mixing. That is missing. They had a great combined, great family mixing together at different ages. They learn social skill. Today they have isolated by age wise. Only place they can mix is school, and there also they cannot because at home there is only 1 or 2 children, so they can't mix. School also they are mixing, so social skill is missing. So we need to have schools where vertical mixing happens. I am pressurizing. This is why luckily 5 days. When somebody calls me for an annual day, I'll say no. I'll come and spend 5 days free of cost at your place, become your teacher. I went there, made, and today only I got. I just sent the message.
You are in a position of influence. You have your
Now, if I could influence by this 1 hour, I am sure 1 hour talk made me to call me here. Now 1 hour talk give some influence of mine to you. Let us join.
So it's a lot of motivation for us. So half an hour, 1 hour talk has been a lot of motivation.
Wonderful. So kind of.
Now how do I take it forward?
We will go to the neighboring school, ask them, convince them, give me 20 teachers or 30 teachers. I will come and stay with you here. Give them training for 5 days. That's what I am doing. Last time I came, I spent 3-4 days. Went to Dupanaranpur, Rampur Hut. Spent their time. From Bhutan people came to learn what I am doing. From Nepal people came what I am doing. There also I changed, they went back. I don't think it will happen overnight. But I am saying one day you change the class and see how the children improve. Don't teach them syllabus, for which we need teachers, very creative teachers. So I do a lot of craft. You look at craft DrTPS, you will see me there. From the towel I make elephants. I do a lot of painting, crafting, art, all that I do. All these, when we become the teachers they will know. They will become very fast. We need a lot of creative students. There are a lot of people who don't have job. I tell them, you start a school at your place, at your house. 10 by 10 room is free. Sponge. Minimum 2 lakhs you can spend. You can make 3-4 lakhs per next year. Start some such schools. We will create. She was raising hand for so many times.
So basically you said so many things. So how are you managing everything?
Managing.
You're writing books, you're taking sessions, you're doing so many things, you're inspiring people to take service.
Beta, I am a professor of MBA, but I don't call, I am a professor of management. Management is a useless word. Assume that 5 guests comes to your house and you don't know how to cook. You manage cooking, you say.
But you're excelling in everything.
I am not managing, I am doing what I can do. And I am a free man, I don't have any other job. This is the only job which I have. The only job which I have. See, I have got 1 lakh messages which I have to answer per day. Now there will be 47 missed calls now. Just I was seeing the font, there are 47 missed calls. I listen to all of them, answer all of them, give them counseling. I am a psychotherapist, so a lot of people will call me. Now the fellow who called me, kept on calling me, give a message, is one fellow who has passed MBBS from China, not passing for 4 years his eligibility exam in India. His father is a doctor. His sister is also, he will listen to this also. Then he will tell my story, why did you say? I said, I never told your name, so no problem. Understood?
What advice do you give now?
See, what we have is, we have a problem. We are culturally, I am a spiritual man. I give a lot of talk on spirituality. But it has been so polluted, I have a problem, I will go to an astrologer. Astrologer will give solution that you do the peace puja. And he will take loan and do puja, but you don't study. See, puja and spiritual is not a solution for most of our problems. We have been misguiding people by this. I am an astrologer. I also learned Tantra Shastra. I never suggest, I said, karmam is more important. You have to do your job. All these are to give you courage. Understood? I'll just answer her. I am not as busy as Prime Minister of India. I worked with Manmohan Singh. I have seen him working 20 hours, 4 hours sleeping. I had got 1-to-1. You can look at my website. He is holding my hand. I am not holding his hand. I worked in PM's office. Okay. Not a prime. I left in 2009. That term Manmohan Singh was there. So I was in PM's office. When he talked to us, even he asked, your last request was for this. I couldn't do it. See, a Prime Minister remembering what I have written to him was surprising to me. How he remembers. He goes through all the files. Now better you send me a message. I will tell you, I have got 400 teachers in a room. When somebody evening calls me, I said, you are the person who was sitting in the 5th row with a grey sari. How do I know? I know your eyes. You are prompting almost to ask questions, I will say. I registered all this, not even registered. Now I will spend, 1 hour lecture to edit it, put it, 2 things have to be mixed together. I'll spend another 2-3 hours. And by the time I process it, I will talk to many people and finish it. See, you have a jar and assume that this is a jar, not this conical thing, a normal bottle in which you can put 1, 2, 3 tennis balls. I can fill it. Is it full? No, I have space in between. So I put little more small pebbles. Is it full? No, I can put sand. After putting sand, is it full? No, I can put water. Now what you do is take that out, put water first, sand next, and then pebble next. You will see only 1 tennis ball you can fill. So major jobs have to be done. Along with that, you should also have smaller jobs. And I am so busy. My wife is much busier. Today morning, My flight was at 8 o'clock. I have to save that 1000 rupees. What I did was we traveled together. Her flight was at 7 o'clock. My flight was at 8:20. And she went to Delhi. I came here. You understood? And morning itself I want breakfast. So I had one breakfast at home, another breakfast in the lounge. Breakfast I will have heavy because I don't know what will happen to my lunch. Most of the time I don't get lunch. So, yeah, I'm happy. So he asked me, what is that you want? And once I have lunch, see what I'm saying is you should be a good cook. I cook. You look at DrTPS cooking. You will see Kerala recipe. Eh?
Dr. TPS, you have now about 600,000 teachers.
No, that is old one. Now it's more than 1 million. Yeah, that's old one. My website.
So you have not updated.
See, my student is doing it and she is an MIT student. That's an older text, it is put like that. But I am not.
I just
Yeah.
want to know what is the subject here?
Subject effective and effective teaching. E effective and A effective teaching. I was director for academic staff colleges. So my job,
Teachers where? Which part of?
every part of the world. I have been to America, I have been to all the Gulf countries. There is no Gulf country which I left. You type Dubai DrTPS, you will see me teachers training program. You can see Kuwait. I have been to Kuwait 17 days. Each school was given holiday the day I visit that school because all teachers are with me. So what do you do with the students? Holiday. So in a country like Kuwait, giving public holiday for schools, they need a special permission. So for me, they have taken permission. So each school have taken permission. 17 days. So probably I am the only one in the world. Probably must have taught that many number of teachers and in this country.
But you always talk about motivation.
No, you go to Goa, DrTPS. I teach maths. My maths. I am a mathematician. I teach trigonometry. I teach calculus. I teach computers. I teach database management.
Hope you're not coming into paper.
Eh?
I hope you're not coming into paper.
Which paper?
Paper teaching, which I do. Paper technology. Paper technology, not writing papers.
I know. I will learn. I will learn from you.
No, but coming back more seriously, motivated us. At least I'm motivated for the time. How do I go forward?
Now you should connect to some people, make a small group. I will come voluntarily, spend time with them. Start some people to start entrepreneurship. They can start their own schools. Make your brand, make your business. I don't require anything. I'll give my books, I'll give my training. Understood? They need to know a little bit of psychology because they are dealing with the kids. So I got a book on psychology of young kids. I've got a book on adolescent psychology. I've got a book on teacher psychology. So if somebody want to write a book, make your text, come back to me, we will together write a book on that. I will work. I am very fast in doing, that's my problem. Today morning, what did I show you? We have got a United Kingdom, we have got a program for one of the social reformer of Kerala. So I am planning it. So morning what I did was, we have to think about what is a beautiful name for that conference which can be given. So I created a beautiful title. Sitting in the aircraft, what can I do? That's what I was doing. So I created a beautiful title for that. Made a letter which can be drafted to the government of Kerala, government of India. So we are having a conference on world peace, religion, all that together. How to take his message forward. Sri Narayana Guru. Sri Narayana Guru is a great saint of Kerala, where Tagore visited him traveling all the way from here. 1920. Imagine Mahatma Gandhi visited him. During those days, somebody traveled from different parts of country, political leader, poets, everybody came and visited one Swamiji in Kerala, Sri Narayana Guru, who is not even known. So now what I am doing is, there are conferences happening all throughout the world, and he created the first world religion conference in Kerala, which is never known. After that only the Chicago came. Understood? So we are celebrating the 100th year of 120 years, like that we are celebrating. Now in next Delhi I have got a conference. So I am chancellor for that. So we keep doing so many different things that gives a lot of knowledge, connectivity. There also I will talk about little bit of education, bring somebody there, pull it. So I spoke to more than 1 million of public Students, I teach maths, physics, chemistry, zoology, biology, anything you want. Up to 12th. It's very simple, no? See, you look at DrTPS, Prime Ministers of India. You will see a song. Yeah, I created a song of Prime Ministers of India. Chai wala Modi tak hai. So each Prime Minister, what was his keyword? I am a poet, so I write poems. So I remember things in the name of poetry. Very easy for me to convert it. And I am using it every day. So what happens is it's easy for me to remember. Because early childhood, the children learn lot of songs, their memory becomes very sharp. So in our childhood, to get the food, we have to finish our chanting. Then only food is given. Pranabhana Vyanodhana Samaname Shuddhindam Jodreham Vijavibatma Bhuyasanga Swaha Vakmana Chatusrotragana Jikwaredo Buddhyagati Sankalpame Shuddhindam. Unless you finish, you don't get food. So we learned like this. Okay, Ekachame, Trishastame, Panchajame, Saptajame. What is this? Ekachame, Trishastame, Panchajame, arithmetic progression. Some god doesn't know arithmetic progression, geometric progression. Ekamcha, Dashamcha, Shatamcha, Sahasramcha, Ayutamcha, Vayutamcha, Prayutamcha, Krayutamcha, Kayutamcha. It goes up to 10 power 53. We learned all these in our childhood. Maths, physics, chemistry, everything was sloka. Ayurveda is sloka.
I have a question, sir. Now, in today's world, to increase the employees' creativity and reduce leg pulling in the industry, what do you suggest?
What is that? Increase the
Employees' creativity and reduce the leg pulling.
free time. Don't get pressurized. Free time means don't use somebody's knowledge. Look at it and see what I can do extra. I told you, no. Keep on working on that for some time. Focus. That is missing. You ask most of the people from childhood to education to everywhere, what is lacking is concentration. Correct or not? Yes? Why they are lacking concentration? Lack of interest. That is what is happening. I am into films. I am sure no director will come in between and say, please listen to my cinema. Will they ask? You are able to capture. We are not able to capture people with interest. We can capture interest, I am sure we'll find interest. That's why I said market.
How to create
Market.
How to reduce it?
Market. Focus. Focus is most important. What we lack is focus. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, Bhagavad Gita says. That focus was missing for Arjuna. He said, no, I cannot fight. I am thinking so many other things. These are all my relatives. You know what Krishna asked? Did they become your relative yesterday night? Before coming, you should have thought about it. Now, no chance. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. You have to have Shraddha. Again, he says, you should have practices. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, vairagyena cha krihyate. I want immediate result. Everybody thinks about what do I get. Think about what I can give. Enjoyment. That is what I am enjoying what I am speaking. Whether you suffer or not, I don't care now. With that bhavam I should do. So make your people to be focused. Anything which you do, make it as best as you can. If that can be done, I am sure world will become great.
Having worked very closely with Dr. Mohan, and you must have had some interaction with the present Prime Minister.
No, I never had.
Okay, but you must have heard a lot about him and all this.
Yeah.
What do you find the difference between?
See, the world has changed.
The most criteria to be a Prime Minister.
No, the world has changed. What happens is, what was there 14 years back, 10 years back, and today, the world itself changed. Strategy itself changed. Political situation changed. The environment has changed. So what Manmohan Singh would have done today, we cannot predict. What Modi would have been done there, we cannot predict. So situations make them to perform. Manmohan Singh had a situation in which he has to perform. Got it? So we cannot compare this to that. Very difficult. Very difficult to compare. That time, he had laid courage. I'll tell you, when the global warming situation came, the speech what Manmohan Singh gave, 100% that genuinely Modi cannot give. Because he's a highly knowledgeable person. He's an economics person, right? So what he said is, yeah, India is polluting. America is supposed to put a lot of ban because we are polluting. All one rule would have been there, all 15 years old vehicle has to go out of service. Finished. It is not acceptable to India. So what he said, yes, India is polluting. But count the per head pollution. India is polluting less because we have more pollution. America has less pollution. You are polluting more. He put the board on the other court and said you have to pay this much penalty, and then he was made to make America to pay penalty on the pollution.
But that's the advantage of population.
That is what I am saying. so he has used.
This is the advantage of population.
No, he has used his brain to deal the situation. That's a great courage. Understood? So it all comes in the diplomatic relationship. What Indira has done, all that traditionally.
You see, he being such a famous economist, a great man, what did he do about the education policy? You see, we in India are lacking two vital things. One is the health sector, and second is the education sector. Why has it taken so long for us to solve these two problems? The health sector.
No, the question is whether, see, though we say it is not good, we are the country who is giving maximum number of manpower in the many other world. There are 40 lakhs Indians in America. Understood? They are really good. They are able to influence. Don't think when Modi goes, Trump is respecting him because of Modi is great. That is because 40 lakhs people of Indians in America are great. You understood?
Colleges.
Everything.
Every
So, no, though we say that we are not great, at least 4% of Indians are really great. Though India is poor, 2% of Indians are very rich. I'll tell you, though we are poor, probably half or not even half, 10% of the ornaments the ladies in India have, we can purchase America and Europe now. We are that rich. They are all hanging in their neck. Only thing we need another Mahatma Gandhi to collect their ornaments.
particularly in Kerala.
Everywhere. God is very much. Understood. So we are rich. It is not that India is poor. We are rich. Knowledge wise also we are great. But we want to develop much better, bigger, higher. See, in America, the difference I'll tell you. In America, the programmers in companies, for last 15 years, their basic qualification, 10th class also, they know how to program. Here, after masters only, we know that much. That is the problem. 10th class pass, 12th class pass in America knows how to make beautiful programs. Their education, yeah, they write beautiful programs.
System is like that.
Their system is like that.
Then why they need so many people just?
Yeah, that is because it is not that just programming. It's running an organization, making it practical, selling it across. All that economy they require.
Sir, I think what you asked is a very controversial question.
Understood? It cannot be. So that is why I have no politics, so I am not answering it.
People don't want to reach grassroots level. People neither want to give them any.
But she is doing. She is a grassroots level teacher. She is running a chain of schools in Kolkata. That is why I was here. I am here just because of her, Gitanjali. She is the one who hosted me last time.
Which school, madam?
And she only made me the Chancellor of National Education Forum. Under that umbrella, now next week I have got a lecture in KL University. What designation is to put? I said only put Chancellor National Education Policy on. All my Prime Minister's office, all that I have said, no scientist, I am only Chairman for National Education Policy, you put that only, I said. And that designation is given by her. And it's a chain of people, the teachers here, you see. They are all great teachers. They are working. They are working. So that is why I am here.
What is the school?
The name of the school is Glenburnie Educational Group.
And she is running a teachers training center. Lot of teachers are being trained there.
Teachers training college also.
Where it is located?
Airport. Airport area.
I met her just on a seminar in Delhi. And she said, I want you. I said, I am here. So there are one spark somewhere. Good enough.
Yeah, that's true.
The most thing which has made which is disturbing me, for which I sir told me, are you confused? No, I or any problem is there with you? Yes, really, we are running the problem. The problem what we are facing is, you won't believe, in West Bengal we had a survey from National Education Forum, and we had seen that 3,800 schools are having 19 to 20 teachers, and the number of students are only 5 to 6, that also only on pen and paper, and that number is 3,800. I and my team visited the schools. They are having buildings, they are having classrooms, they are having benches, but there are no students. And we are having students, but we don't have space because we can't buy the property for crores of
You are talking
rupees.
about government schools.
Yes, the government schools. This is the exact scenario what I am talking about.
No, I've been to one of these schools in Manipur. Huge building. There's a paper mill by the side of that school. So I went into that school. It's a huge building. There were hardly 5 or 6 students. Hardly 5 or 6 students.
And we are having students, we are willing to teach, we are having a R&D department, but still we don't get the space. The promoters are telling that you purchase the space, a government space we could have
So you know what government is doing now.
We are very well aware of what.
See, what I did was, I went to one of the universities in the Telangana region. I had 4 days of students training program, and evening I was going out and seeing a school, same situation, very less number of students. So what I did was, I asked the engineering college students to go and teach there. I gifted them lot of uniforms, bags, everything. It became so popular. After 2 years when I went, it was full. I went to NIT Hamirpur, there was a small school. I told all of them, come to NIT, sit in the seminar hall, changed their style. A intervention of youth have made them to make a difference. So I think volunteer organizations, programs can change. At least some awareness will come and things will change. That's what it is.
Hopefully, sir. I keep on roaming around because I have a habit of. So I go to someone who is held by NGO. Big photographs of their institutes there in suburbs of Kolkata. See the condition of the schools. The government school, they have taken the money, using it. The only place in the schools which are well maintained are where this midday meal is. Very sad to say.
Now what we have is in Kerala, it is not that bad, because Kerala government has taken a lot of initiative for pushing the government schools, and MLA MP fund is used, and teachers are really good. Third one, Kerala has we own a school. In my village, school is mine. Mine means my family.
What is the meaning name?
Naduvil, Naduval. You go to Google Map.
Which district?
Yeah, Kannur. You go to Google Map, type DrTPS, you will see 3 houses. So one in Hyderabad, one in Iringalakkuda, one is in my native, Nanam. My house is called Nanam, Janaki Narayan Mentary. Janaki is my mother, Narayan is father. So I create a lot of programs. Students from different people will come, stay with me for 10 days to learn life there, village life. That school is ours. So Indian Kerala system is, I can own the property of the school, I can appoint teachers, salary is paid by government. It's called aid to schools. So I've got a system called aid to schools in Kerala. We-
Kerala has always been advanced in education.
That is because we do Saraswati Puja.
Since long, Kerala has always
No, in Kerala, the Dashami 10 days Navaratri Puja, only one day is important, and that is only for Saraswati. Saraswati. Only for education ministers we do puja. No Kali, no Tara, no Durga. All that is not there. Only Saraswati.
we are also forgetting Kali over here. It is coming Diwali. We also.
I mean, somebody, did you feel that there is a lack of dedication among most of the people? And one thing I think that if you don't like to work, you leave. The same thing happened with me. After I had an opportunity to work with Indian Air Force for 20 years and 7 years in the Air Force Intelligence Branch.
I was with ARC, Aviation Research Center.
Yes, yeah. So I got 9 years training in Armed Forces Intelligence College at Pune. Yeah. So after having serving staff for 20 years, I joined one organization based in Tashi. I mean, that is Bhutan. So on the third year, I found that my recommendations are not being accepted. So I spoke to the MD, sir. I think my job is over at this organization. So
Good.
I quit. And I started the own business
Own.
then. Yeah. So that's one thing I liked it, that if you don't find that you are no more required, it's better to quit and should have courage to stand on your own feet. So similarly, I think today's time we have people, but we find people lacking the word dedication. So unless this word is accepted in public, no, success is not that easy.
That is what I am saying. That starts with the education, early childhood itself. We keep saying good enough, do it, exam, marks, nothing more.
And one more thing you have spoken, that no standardization, pick up the students and grow them on scaling.
Yes.
And by they participate in management, their cultural events participation.
Lot of activity based learning. I am also part of the Lead Philippines. There is a project by Philippines. I am part of it. I trained a lot of people, teachers, management, business people, making them entrepreneurs. So you can look at Philippines, DrTPS.
But sir, to my last point is, what is the way out? I think people, the person who was responsible for changing the policies, they are more interested in finding more, confirming the next tenure of their winning, the next election. So they are more concentrated on strategies for winning the election.
Correct.
Than putting policies for the development of the country. So what is the way?
Let us few people who are concerned. See, I am more worried than this. Now you have concern, I have concern. The next generation don't even have concern. So let us pass this concern, find solutions, make them part of it, create avenues for them to become entrepreneurs, business people. You can't tell them to do service. You can make a life by doing great things in our life. Influencing somebody's life also can be a great business. So we must make them part of the national, the making the nation great.
So remembering that, very encouraging dialogue of Salman Khan, instead of telling thank you, pass on to 3%.
Pass on to people. That's what it is.
Tell 3%.
That's why I'm roaming around. Every day I'm in somebody's place.
Another thing that my observation is that in school, for the children especially, we don't teach them how to live in a society.
Yeah. That's what I said, social skill is lacking.
We don't teach how they should stay in a society. You clean your house and then you dump all the waste outside.
See, that is why up to 7th class the education, the purpose of education, objective and scope of education is interacting with society, logical reasoning, analytical skill, mathematical ability, communication skill, innovative thinking, on way of living with the world around them. That is not being taught. If that is being taught, that is what I said, up to 7th class no syllabus. We create locally the syllabus with the people who wanted to make what difference they have to make. So when I went to Sri Lanka, what I did was adaptive learning book. For Sri Lanka I wrote another book, being part of that. Azerbaijan I wrote a book along with Baku, one of the psychology teacher there, I wrote a book for them. So India is more diversified. So you have to make a group of saying that my book will give you only a guidance. 1 month training, sitting together, taking teachers' observations, put them together, create a book by yourself and implement here. Don't implement what happens in Kerala and Bengal. What is in Kashmir cannot be put in Tamil Nadu. So locally create a system. That is why we have given state authority for education. But that has to get implemented with the new scenario today by the involvement of the youth. Create it. Create a great packaging for your education. We need an education packaging.
I have to leave.
I know.
Sorry, I'll be in touch with you.
It's almost two. Thank you so much. I am from 950. You will see another number there. That is BSNL, Airtel. I am good in air. You can type in my number and send me a ring. I will send you messages.
This is my source. I will get
Yeah.
all this information.
95020.
Why, sir?
Thank you so
No,
much.
No, sir.
No, sir. DrTPS. 95020 388 75. 75. 95020 388 75.
Sir, I think you should, I think you should come more often and lecture. Very important.
I am ready. I can permanently stay here. Give me a place and food, I will stay here.
Especially I'd like to say, there is the mic.
Yeah. I would
Where's the
certainly like to get involved
Definitely.
in your lectures.
Guruji,
She will be there. She will be with you.
Guruji, with your kind permission, I'd like to say that we meet Guruji every month in Kolkata. So I will show this time Guruji the place which we have made ready for Guruji. I have named it that Gitanjali Shantiniketan. And that place is very small, but I think Guruji will like it. And whenever Guruji will visit Kolkata, it will be made like, it is made like homely and it is for Guruji only, so that we get Guruji every month.
See, somebody is giving me a place to stay.
No, that is specially for Guruji.
No, but I'm coming to a very important point. How do we know that Guruji is around?
Guruji is such a wonderful, if he has your contact, you will get the whole schedule of Guruji immediately, and whenever you want to meet him, you can get Guruji. Whenever, like Loknath Baba only you can get. Thank
I'll
God
come. I'll
Guruji.
keep coming. Next month I am coming again.
Next month 15th he has already given the date. 15th of December.
Get some like-minded people who will work
Whoever are
volunteer.
interested,
Not to be associated.
whoever are interested, Shreya, you take down the numbers so that we can give the Shiksha Sagar passes to
The
you.
program also, she named it as Shiksha Sagar.
Yes,
Shiksha is
sir.
my trust. And if you type Shiksha, take SHA, put it here, it becomes Shashi Kumar.
Lot of thought has gone into it.
And this program, Shiksha Sagar webinar, is
Innovation
seminar.
creation, right? That's what it is. See, we have everything, but we need a little slight change to make it so attractive. See, this shawl made it so attractive, without this it looks so bad. With this, it makes so attractive. I am seeing my picture here. Correct? A small difference can make lot of difference.
I
Yeah.
have a question, sir. You are looking so energetic, so active. What is that your lifestyle?
Lifestyle is not what gives you happiness. There is a great study done in America. It's, I think, Rosten effect or something. I'll give you the name. In 1950, they found that it is not lifestyle and exercise and the food which gives you energy. It is the happiness which you have. Sharira manaso yoga paraspara manuvrajeta adhara adheya bhavena tapta jakhadayoriva. The body and the mind is such related. You are more happy, you will not get illness. I have never seen a doctor for last 40 years for any disease. I am 60 kilogram, no plus 1, no minus 1 for last 40 years. So, yeah, before that I was having lot of problems. I had migraine headache, all the problem, tummy pain, all that will go, you think. Yeah, that changes a lot. I was not that, I told, my early childhood was not good, but I am good. You come to my house for a 10 days program, the youth comes, for 25 girls and 25 boys can stay in my house. I am not saying the elderly people require a lavish, they will adjust to themselves. I don't sleep 10 days. 10 days I stay without sleep. I have been running 20-30 programs like that without sleep for 10 days. And one camp is over, the next camp is after 3 days. Continuously. I have got 48 hours of non-stop classes.
But where is your base? Kerala.
I am baseless. People keep asking after retirement where you settle. I said if you have weight only you will settle. If you have no weight you float. Wherever I am called I go there. See, recently somebody called me from UP. And I said I'll come there. I said immediately you said no. Yeah, your place is where Panchayat is being shooted. I love that place, so I want to come there, I said. It is 7 hours journey from Kolkata, I went all the way there. Understood. So everything is a thrilling space. You have seen the Unchai movie? Amitabh Bachchan's Unchai movie? The Unchai movie I have seen, that day I decided I am going to go to Everest. So last year I went to Everest. The movie is seen, immediately I decide I want to go there. That's what I do. So I am a movie fan. So I keep, do it. You just flow. Flow like a river, grow like a tree. That's my policy. Flow like a river, grow like a tree. Huh?
I'm sure not only me, but all of us here are a bit surprised. Now you started with another thing that you love. So where's the daddy?
That's what she asked.
So, it's surprising.
You look at film DrTPS, farming DrTPS, cooking DrTPS. You can see me climbing trees. One day I was climbing tree when somebody came to interview me. He took that picture and put on to newspaper. It has become a big, Malayalam Manorama is a famous newspaper, Sunday supplement. He made a full story about me. I got a lot of calls from Monday onwards. For coconut plucking, there are no people in Kerala. I said, will you pluck for I work in the farm. My father was a farmer. Basically, I am a farmer.
Right.
Yeah.
I have one question to you. You watch movie regularly. So, with the objective of changing your mind state
No.
or knowledge?
There are a lot of things which we can learn. I'll tell you one of the dialogue. we create, we see the plays. I know how filming is done. I learned how to make films. So, we can talk to them. I make reviews on movies. Got it? And that shows you the culture. The best method to learn about Bangla is not coming to Bangla. See the movie, I will know the villages. Oh, this I have seen, that I have seen. Understood? So, I see most of the languages. In India, I see most of the languages. I see Hindi very regularly. All the released movie on that day, I will see in the theatre, probably in Hyderabad, when I stay in Hyderabad, and Kerala. When I was a teenager, I used to see 30 movies per month. Going to theatre. Imagine. In America also, when I went to America, the beauty is you have got a multiple theatre, the multiplex, and you will give a cup of cocoa. the Coca-Cola or something like that. No, soft drinks you can pick up as much as you want. The cup only you have to buy. The drinks is free and popcorn is also free. Are you getting what I'm saying? Popcorn is free, cup is free. You buy the glass and the cup. Go there and collect as much as you want. So when I go there, I see 5 movies and finish everything there. Most of the time theaters are free. See one movie, jump there. That's the best method to learn different languages, different culture. You should enjoy. I enjoy movie. And sometime when I see on YouTube anything, either a lecture or a movie, I go for 3x. So I can finish a 3 hours movie in 1 hour. Lectures I see mostly in 3x. I read very fast. Books I can finish very fast. Right. So you have to become very fast. That's what is required. So let us meet again. Yeah.
Sir, what are the secrets to stay for a long period of time? Stay concentrated for a long period of time.
No, don't ever try to get concentrated for more than 40 minutes. 20 minutes is your ability to capture your attention if you are not a regular person in that mode. Other than it is too much attractive to you. Then what is to be done is, after 20 minutes take a break, come back. If it is reading and studying, write down what did you study last 20 minutes. 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. There is a blog, read that. 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. And if you are reading something, read as if you are going to teach that to somebody else. See, many people will call, I am not able to concentrate, I am not able to study. I said, now what is the time? 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock, talk to me. 2 hours you have. That time, this chapter I will ask questions. Finished. 8 o'clock they will call. I said, did you study? Yeah, I studied. Now I don't require your help. You understood? We have to study such a fashion. See, what I did was, I was not a good student. So during my graduation, I used to sit in a class such a way, study everything at home and come and sit in the class. Malayalam, I learned poetry. English, translate the whole thing. Maths, do all the problems and sit there. So before the teacher finishes, I must have done. Correct? And as soon as the teacher goes, I go to the board and teach my students, what did the teacher spoke for 40 minutes, I will give a brief in 5 minutes. So if you have to give a brief of what I spoke today, how did you sit in the class? So I keep saying, every student should have 2 habits, taking notes and making notes. If you don't have the habit of taking notes and making notes, you are not a learner. So I am a learner because whatever I do, I take notes and I keep them with me. If I am traveling somewhere, I have little bit of time, I use my notes to read.
I have one also, sir.
Yeah.
That's one aspect I have.
Every time you should take a note, use it, read, so that you will never get bored in your life. So even if flight is delayed, I am not worried. I have got time. Last time Bombay, I missed the flight. So what do? I have got lot of time. So I have got lot of things to learn. So that's my gadget. Always I keep water and notes and pens and paper with me. And that is my life. Read, learn, write. There may be more than 100 notes in this. So I create notes myself and then put it there. Take a note and make a note. And those notes, these lectures what I give is good enough for me to write books. It is not what I am talking from what I read somewhere, right? It's a creative one. So what I speak is good enough for me to write my books. So it's not that I am writing books first. I am giving lectures. All those lectures put together becomes my, you see, yes you can. YYCI. Yes you can international. There is a African lady settled in UK who is running an organization called Yes You Can International. I am a mentor for them. They have given lot of topics for my lecture, and all the topics I put into a paper and then made a book and sent it to them back. You publish it and make money. They never thought. Now they started making a lot of books. They thought, this is a nice way to make money, right? Understood? So document, write. Write it doesn't mean by handwritten. You can have digital now. Do it. I listen to me more than I listen to somebody else. So after this lecture I am editing means I am listening to that, right? So when I listen to that, I know what mistakes I did. Whether grammatically I did a mistake or not. Did I spoke something wrong? That corrects me. So I am a text ready speaker. I give lot of interviews on televisions and all that. It goes live. I don't require to edit because I have been doing it every day. Got it? So you should have that habit. Abhyasa enadu kaunteya. Keep on practicing. Concentration will become, and then you can. Yeah. Then once you get attracted, I am sure you will be able to stay quite long. Not why 2 hours. Much more than that. Sometimes I read 8 hours continuous without even having lunch, nothing. When you are Madhya Pradesh, Buddhi will not work in Madhya Pradesh if Uttar Pradesh is really working. Keep your Uttar Pradesh happy. Madhya Pradesh you will forget. What an attention after 2 hours also. Yeah. The driver is calling me. He is here somehow. Yeah. So you can speak to him. I will give you the number. Yeah. Just speak to him. He is here. Kept on calling. I did not. That is his number. Yeah, that is because no, see, young, it all depends on the age. You cannot prescribe them spirituality, great things and all. Why they are not? See, every small child, you give me 300 children, I can make them to keep quiet for hours together. You must make them to engage themselves in something which catch them very strong. Very simple. Don't have to tell them keep quiet. Got it? What we lack is discipline, order. We need order and discipline to be learned. In schools it is not there. See, what happens is the teacher will say stand in a line and another teacher will go and hold them and put there. See, one order they will not stand because every day you are doing it. So they will wait. Let somebody come and put me there, then only I will. Understood? Somebody is giving instruction, it doesn't go to them because after instruction you are diluting it by yourself. For me it's not like that. Once I give, it has to be like that. It has to be like a service type. I go to engineering colleges, the chairs are zigzag, I'll say the one line it should be there like that. I have taught a lot of brigadiers, lot of wing commanders. They're all my students. Lot of IPS, 190 IPS under me for a class. So when I say, is it all right? Sit like this. I said, when I ask, is it all right? The answer should be, yes! I will tell like this. And after that, they will do like this. No, yes will come from that. This is not school, college children. My college classes are entirely different. You can see that. So 1 week I will stay there and change their style. That's what I do. Then when somebody is coming, I will say 0, 1, 2, 3. By 6 they have to be in their seat. Otherwise finished. I will do lot of presence of mind games. All that is done. You have to be very smart. The world is, you have to be very smart. Nimisham jolitam sreyam nadu dhumayitum chiram. Don't be like a fire. I mean smoke. Be like a fire. Nimisham jolitam sreyam. That is great. Nadu dhumayitum chiram. Don't be a smoke. Inside I have desire, but you don't show anything. You are useless. You have to show that you have power, you have energy. Do it. Do it is more important. Which is the most precious thing in our life? Time, our lifetime. Check what is that we have done 60 years when we lived in this world. How much time I have utilized purposefully? How much time I have wasted? That's enough. We have to account our every moment. That is why when the father is put into graveyard, the son is firing, he will ask a question. Why you Danilam Amritamadedam Basmandam Shariram? Hey Papa, I am going to fire you. What is that you have done in your life? So we must be able to say that yes, I have used my time thoroughly. The credibility we should have, create that.
Sir, what I'm told is that when HMT, the famous water company of India, they are retired citizen. And when the citizen chairman came to India to have this discussion on this tie-up, his first question is that this is a good market to sell watches, but it is a market where people are not conscious about that.
Thanks.
You bring the very original point that, in this country of ours, we practice.
I keep saying the discipline order is called Kramam, which is not in Kramam is called Akramam. Very simple, right? So that is what happens. Worst in places, most of the place, the Marxists were ruled. Akramam is more. We should change. We should change that system of opposing. Everything is opposing is not the purpose. Let me do what I can do. Unfortunately, I was with the government all the time, so I support whichever government is there. All governments around that are like that, right? Whoever is ruling, we are for them. All the soldiers are like that. Whoever is ruling, we are for them. That's it. We cannot say government is bad. But some people think that NGOs are running. It's not true. But I found that we have a role as a part of NGO to educate, show some models. Theory doesn't work. We have to create models. So I keep telling those schools, one day you change the system. Very hard to cut to them because teachers are not creative. They want the same routine to go. If you can make a difference, it will become good.
Teachers are at a place of importance. Today, teachers are not given that place of importance.
See, that is because we have diluted. See, I keep saying once you become a teacher, you are unfit to do many other jobs. Unfit to do all the other jobs. Any people, anytime they can become teachers. So, that is the last option for most of the students. I keep asking most of the 12th grade children, biology, how many of you want to become doctors? Many will raise hand. Then immediately ask, how many of you want to become teachers? Immediately they will say, I will give a chapa to them, you will never become doctor in your life. Because every doctor is a teacher. Every doctor is a teacher. They have to tell the patient, teach them why is it coming, why is it not, what is to be done. Second one, when the doctor becomes professor of a medical college, they get more respect, right? So all doctors have to become teachers one day. And every medical college who is teaching, doctors are only teaching. Engineering, why we have got bad engineers in this country? Because practiced engineers are not teaching. Those who don't get a job are teachers in the engineering colleges. No, see, there is a great saying, Acharya is who practices what he does. Acharya is the highest. Yadyada jaradisrashta tattadevedarochana sayat pramadam kurude lokastadanuvartade. If you are not a practitioner who turned into a teacher, you have nothing to share actually. So, after 20 years of service, it has to become compulsory. Everybody will get pension only if you teach in some schools or colleges. Then, the experience, what you gained in 20 years will become part of the society. Engineering colleges, all teachers without experience should be thrown out. You can see one electrical engineer, professor of electrical, don't know how to open a switchboard. Yeah? What practitioner he is, what an electrical engineer is. Huh? See, I have got a program in Hyderabad which is called a Shiksha Holiday Program. Look at it. Many students who are engineers will come. I will say, electrical engineer, yes, open the switchboard. No, I don't. I will open it and then show them how the connections are given. All that I will teach them in my house. I will tell them you have to open it. Computer engineer comes, I have got an old laptop which is unused, I will say, open it, let us see what is inside. No? I show practically how many computer engineers have opened a laptop. I challenge computer engineers to open a laptop and keep it back. They will not be able to do it. Packing is not that simple. Once it open, you will see a lot of connections here and there. You don't know how to pack them back. NIT Hamirpur I went, automobile engineers. I was Tech First chief guest. I asked them, get the motorbike onto stage. Somebody very thrilled, he got the motorbike. I said, remove all the spare parts. Removed it thoroughly, but nobody could put it back. We have to call somebody from the roadside. A garage fellow who came and did it. I said, shame on you, you are a mechanical engineer professor, automobile professor. Practically we are null. That is the problem. Theory is not good enough. You have to be practically good.
I am basically a project manager. Realizing this with the young engineers is a big challenge.
I was ISRO, I worked in a unit called Program Planning and Project Management. We do all this. I'm thorough tough masters. Make my kids to do and they realize it. Yeah, oh, I learned now. It's essential. Now it? Good? All of you raise your hands. Take it back and say well done. You have done well. If you don't receive, I will not be able to speak like this. If I have done well, it's all due to you. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think, sir, before we discuss, we must have remember this day. We will take a group photograph along with you in this hall. Everybody, all people, please come. Some people come with the upstairs, some people come with the.
Thank you very much, sir.
I must thank you.
Thank you very much.